Hey there, this is Darson Grantham with Keller Williams Real Estate here in Des Moines, Iowa, and today we're going to go over the Multifamily Monday update of just the properties that are listed and active and gone pending in the last 7 days. So just gives you a real good update of kind of how the market's feeling and what else happened in the last 7 days. So here we go. So it looks like we have one new listing, none back on the market, one price decrease, 3 pending, 3 sold, and 1 expired. So we have the one new listing was just listed today. So I looked at this last night and I said, okay, this video is it's gonna be pretty short. There's no new listings this week. Well, this one came in, looks like this morning, and it is one that we can dig a little bit deeper into. It is on Cottage Grove, which is the Drake area neighborhood. And it is actually a 6-plex. So there's 1 3-bedroom and 5 efficiencies. And what that tells me is your buyer is not going to be likely someone that's going to live in one of the units. This is going to be an investment property. You can't get owner-occupant financing on a property that's over 4 units. So I just did a quick search for that property that just hit the market at 2625 Cottage Grove. This is what your Zillow look is going to be. Google is going to be, this is the property right here on the corner. I did a quick search on the Polk County Tax Assessor page just to get another idea of what the property, kind of the history behind it is. So here's a picture of it. Looks like BAK Rentals owns it. Let's see here, sold for $150 in October of last year. So they're really not asking for a crazy dollar amount above what they bought it for. As you can see here, we got agent remarks, these are just the remarks. Then there's no agent remarks. And in here, it looks like 4 of the units are occupied and paying rent, and 2 of the units are still under rehab or under construction. So what I did is I actually emailed the agent this morning and asked them if I could get in the 2 vacant units. If we're able to get in there, we'll be able to get a good idea of kind of what the feel is for the other units, and just gives a better price point on how they came up with that $164,900 price tag. It looks like electric is paid by the tenants. Gas is paid by landlord, water is paid by landlord. So the electric meters, they look like they're split up per tenant or per unit, but your HVAC, your furnace, your water, none of that is split up. So you have to take that into consideration, that when you're buying this property, your utility bills, your extra expenses there, or your tenants are spending them, you're having to pay for them. So you have to build that into the rent price. We have 1 price decrease. That is on 2510 Forest Drive. I don't know if we saw that last week or not. This is a property that they had it listed for 80 some days, and it is actually 2 properties. So it's a duplex, and then behind the duplex is an old cottage house that's a 3-bed 1-bath, 2-bed 1-bath property that they're selling with the duplex. So you can't separate them. At least that's not how they're letting anyone buy it. So it's been sitting on the market for a while, and I imagine that it's going to get some traction here, that they've decreased the price considerably. As you see, 215 down to 200, and then the single family went from 245 down to 145 down to 125. So quite a big decrease. 3 pending sales. So 1301 East 12th Street. It is been in the market for 34 days. List price at $232. I don't know a ton about this property. It's a 4-plex, 3 2-bedrooms, 1 1-bedroom. I have not walked it, so kind of flip through here. Looks like at least one of the units is updated. So you got boiler heat. You can see that right here. This is a boiler or radiator, so it's probably radiant boiler heat. Plaster on the walls. You can see that right here, which isn't the end of the world. It's just something to note. You're not going to have drywall walls. So this one went pending. I'll be curious to see when it sells. So I'm hoping what these videos do, it shows us, what it got listed for, what it sold for. So we'll see here in a month or two when that one goes sold. Here's 2609 Southeast 8th Court. List price $155. It is 2-3 bedroom. And I've been in this property, walked it a few times. It is 2 bedrooms on the main level and then 1 bedroom in the basement on each side. So it is a true 3-bedroom duplex. I feel like this is the property that we saw last week that went under contract and went out of contract, and then it was a 24-hour sale. It was on a bunch of the lists, so I think this is kind of a carryover there. We have 3 sold. 3 sold are, and I walked this duplex. It's a very solid, well-built brick duplex in the Beaverdale, Merle Hay area. All of the major capital expenditures had been done, your furnaces, your ACs, your roof in the last 5 years. So really had in your exteriors brick, so you don't have any repairs there, or likely none. So it had just a solid number on it. It looks like list price is $189,900, sold price is $177. So, I mean, that just shows, and I believe that property was listed at $195 to start. So that's almost an from the beginning, an $18,000 price decrease after listing price. So if you're seeing something that's on the market, and it looks like on the market 12 days. So, oh, here we go. So it's listed 10/27. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong date. It's listed 10/27. Accepted on 11/08. Closed on 12/15. There we go. We have 3215 Garden Avenue. This looks like a 24-hour sale. Yeah, so this agent must have connected with this agent, sold this property really pretty much before it ever hit the market. So I would not call this it's hard to call that a market transaction, and you don't know what pictures are, you don't know what rents are, just don't know very much about that property. We have 3400 Kingman Boulevard, this is a enormous, really cool looking property. I think we looked through it last week actually. Listed at $300, sold for $295, 35 days on market. So let's see here. And then one expired. This one expired over in, I would call it's Des Moines, but it's really close to Pleasant Hill. And I drove by it a while back. It's really not a bad property. I was pretty surprised to see that it went off expired. So I'll have to look into this one a little bit further to see what the story behind it is. It's very possible that the mortgage is higher than what they could sell it for. But your 215, that's a pretty high list price because the units are 2-3 bedrooms. You're going to get about $1,000 each for those, give or take, and that 215 is a little bit higher than your 1% kind of rule of thumb, and that's really what a lot of properties seems like are selling, right around that 1% rule. Let's see if they had any price decreases. It was listed at 220, they went down to 215, and they stood there. So there really doesn't look like there's a ton of motivation. That is unless they have a mortgage that's higher than what the price is. So if that's the case, you're not going to get any motivation out of that. So that wraps up my multifamily Monday video. If you like these, if you have any questions about any of these properties, reach out to me. My goal is to keep producing content for people that are investing in Des Moines and buying rental properties in Des Moines. So if you like this video, please subscribe below. Feel free to reach out to me at my phone number below, email below, and we can get you so that you're seeing these properties not only on Monday, but every single time, every day that they come on the market.